Heat stress refers to the environmental and work-related conditions a worker is exposed to, such as physical work intensity and clothing worn, that can increase body temperature. Excessive heat stress results in heat strain, which can lower work productivity, increase the risk of accidents, and progress to heat stroke, which can result in permanent disability or even death. As the employer, it's your responsibility to provide safe working conditions and to bear the costs of your workers' medical treatments should anything happen to them. Good morning all! It's a new workday here at the construction site, and the atmosphere sure is heating up. Would the workers be able to withstand the scorching heat today?
Good morning everyone. Deepavali, happy.
These are the key figures to look out for today. Sachin, a seasoned veteran who is finally back at work after being unwell the past few days. I wonder if he's fully recovered. Well, I guess not. Next, we have Liu Hao, who is not only new to this job, but new to the country as well, which means he may not be acclimatized to the weather here yet. He seems to be wearing thick clothing too. I hope he'll be able to handle the heat. And finally, Hassan, an overweight worker who remains highly motivated even after a previous heat injury. He's also fasting today. Stay safe, Hassan. And the workday officially kicks off. Alright, Hassan, working hard as always. He's even running with that heavy load, which is unsafe practice. Let's see what happens. He's now displaying shortness of breath and fatigue, which means he's already experiencing heat strain. Hang in there, Hassan. On to the next worker. Oh, looks like Liu Hao is on welding duties today. He's wearing all that thick clothing underneath, plus he's directly exposed to a heat source. I wonder how he's going to cope. Uh-oh. He's displaying signs of anxiety and irritability. It seems like the heat is getting to him. Maybe it's best if he takes a break now. Now, let's see what Sachin is up to. Whoa! He's just recovered from an illness and is already doing physically intensive work? Is his current physical condition really up to the task? People suffering from heat strain may also experience dizziness or fainting spells, just like what we are witnessing now. What are the ways to manage cases of heat-related illnesses such as heat stroke when they occur? First step is to recognize signs and symptoms of heat stroke for early treatment. When a worker is suspected to have heat stroke, the number one priority is to reduce the worker's body temperature. We should do this by resting the casualty in a cooler area and then removing their clothing. Next, find the nearest water source. We must reduce the casualty's temperature as fast as possible by immersion. If not, we can splash water and place ice packs at the neck, armpit and groin areas. Do note that the possible penalties for offences under the Workplace Safety and Health Act are a fine and/or an imprisonment term. As an employer, it's your responsibility to take measures to ensure the safety and health of employees working at the workplace. Your workers should also be aware of the symptoms and consequences of heat stress, management strategies when heat-related illnesses occur, and preventive measures to take. Refreshers on identification of heat-related illnesses and emergency response should be conducted periodically, for example, during toolbox meetings. Now, let's see what an ideal day at the workplace should look like. At the start of every workday, make sure to check on the workers. For workers who are not feeling well, please direct them to rest and seek medical advice. For workers who have just returned from a long break or new workers who are not acclimatized to the hot working conditions, do make sure they undergo a heat acclimatization program to gradually increase their heat exposure. They should be assigned less strenuous tasks and should limit outdoor work duration by taking more frequent breaks. More strenuous work should also be scheduled at cooler parts of the day. Do make sure workers are dressed in appropriate work clothing as well. You may invest in mechanical aids to reduce workers' physical workload and heat strain. Lastly, make sure to set up shaded rest areas with good airflow. Clean drinking water should also be provided to your workers. Heat safety is a shared responsibility. Let's all do our part to keep everyone safe from the effects of heat stress.